Hey, how are we going, my tribe? How are we all on this yummy day? Are we all feeling good? So, here I am again. I had an interesting message off a friend of mine. And she was just basically saying, or asking, what is my intention? Why am I putting out so many sexual, energetic posts? Why am I expressing it right now? So I wrote a few things down because it's interesting how people are perceiving this whole thing, where I'm at and what I'm doing. So I just want to give it to you from my heart to yours so you understand where I'm at, right? So my friend was saying, at the moment, it seems like I'm posting a lot of sexual stuff. Almost like it's in your face. What's the reason for it? Well, the reason for it is simply because for too long, humanity have used our gender, our sexuality and sensuality as a means to manipulate one another. Now, men have been the expressors of sexuality, right? Women have been the controllers. So basically, men will be the ones who they'll talk about and speak about it, and it's acceptable, right? And not acceptable for women. But women will be the one who control it. So they'll choose whether a man can have sex, right? So this is what this is about. Why am I putting it out there? I'm putting it out there so we as a collective can understand that we need to come together on all this, man. And the message that I received today is a blessing because it just goes to show where we're at. You know, because I'm a male, I'm comfortable with where I'm at, I'm comfortable with my expression. I've got an alternative motive, an alternative gender, you know. And why is that? Why is there an alternative motive and gender when a man is expressing himself sexually than when a woman isn't expressing herself? Just ask yourself that. I see it all the time. I see women posting up on other women's pictures and saying, oh, you're looking beautiful, you're looking great, you're looking stunning, and it's fine, it's acceptable. I've got a lot of female friends who are in their divine sexuality and post a lot of stuff about the pussy and the yoni. It's acceptable. It doesn't get questioned. Nobody puts anything up. But when a man does it, it gets questioned. What's the intention? What's he doing? And, you know, this is the whole point of what I'm doing this. This is why I've been putting out so much kind of around this, because we all love sex, right? We all love the energy, sensuality, spirituality. We all love it, right? So why is it we need to repress one another? Why is it men can't be expressive in themselves? Why is it there's an alternative agenda when it's a man posting something, but not when it's a woman? Just ask yourself that. These are things I ask myself all the time. So my friend was saying that it seems right now that all my posts are sexual and in the face. Well, I just want to say, one, they're not all sexual. If you actually look through what I'm posting, there's actually a mixed range. It's just the fact that for this particular person, it was the sexuality which triggers people because there's that much repression and taboo around it. And that's the point. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not doing it because I'm looking to shag everybody on Facebook. I'm not doing it, I'm looking to get likes. I'm doing it because I'm working with myself and my angels to say, right, this is what we need to bring forward. You know, just because a man is expressing himself sexually, doesn't mean there's an alternative agenda, you know. And it's funny, whenever a man comes and talks about sexuality, it's always egotistical, right? Always egotistical. It's never like a man's like coming from a space of like lovingness, like a woman, when you see a woman posting shit. It's always, when men are doing it, it's egotistical. And again, ladies, you're coming from a scarred masculine. Evie, you sent me the message, so hopefully you're watching this. You're coming from a scarred masculine. Why is there needing to be any dark intention in regards to expression of male sexual energy, right? There doesn't need to be. It's the pre-programming. and the conscious collective belief that we're holding, which is keeping this in place. And it's the whole point of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm expressing me and being me fully, putting myself out there in a vulnerable space to help people to come together and to bring this understanding. You know, so if it perceives to you that all you see from me is nothing but sexual posts, then I'll ask, where are you with your understanding and your and your expression, and how comfortable are you with that expression? Because quite frankly, my wall is full of a heaven load of stuff. So if that's all you see, then the universe is bringing that to you. What do you need to heal? What's coming up and what's being scarred? Extreme and in your face is another message I got. Well, I gotta admit, I can be a little bit intense, but it's the way I like it. But in your face, why? How is it in your face? I'll tell you how it's in your face. It's in your face because so many people are commenting, so many people are coming in. The more people that are commenting, the more kind of trending it gets, and the more it's going to be in your face. If the universe thinks that you need to see and hear this, it's going to be in your face, right? So just because it perceives that there's some sexual posts in your face, it doesn't make it that this person is doing nothing but sitting there with his cock in his hand, like waiting for an array of women to knock the door, because that's just not the case. The point of all this, and the point of where I'm at, is simply to say, we've got to fucking stop it, man. We've got to stop this whole divide, you know. I've said it in my post and I'll stick with it. You know, they always say, you know, authenticity, right? Because it never changes. The truth never changes. So I'll stick with what I'm saying. The point of what I'm putting out is to show men you can be vulnerable. You can be strong, but you can also pull in that divine feminine. And also to show that you can express yourself. Who is anybody to tell you that you can't be who you want to be? Who is anybody to tell you you can't express your emotion and feeling? And fuck me, if sexuality is in there, then you express that as well. Who is anybody to tell you any different, right? Because in my mind, I don't see that anybody has the right. Ladies, equally the same for you. You have full right to express yourself sexually, but you do not have the divine right to control men and manipulate men through sexuality, which you do. You can deny it or you can agree with it. It's not, I'm not here to argue, but it just simply is. When we understand this perspective, then you will understand where I'm coming from and we can come together. But until we get there, we're always going to get this divide, right? We're always going to get, oh, it's a man posting sexual things, it's all pervy, and wait a minute, it's a woman posting sexual things, you know, she's a slut, or if it's a girly friend, it's acceptable. No, it's not. Well, actually it is, but if it's acceptable for one, it's acceptable for all. And that's where I live and that's where I work with. So what's it all about? Why am I doing this? Guys, I'm going to be writing a book about this, but the point of all this is I've been working with my angels and the guides over the past few weeks, getting this information. Anybody who knows me, I've been speaking to them. I said to them, there's some info coming. I'm not too sure what it's all about, and this is it. So I just find it rather interesting, everybody's reaction, especially when it comes to men expressing themselves. It's always a dark, deep-seated intention, when in actual fact it's not. So, you know, if it's coming up for you and you finding it's constant in your face, well then the universe is saying to you, look to yourself and ask yourself, what is it that's coming up for you after reading this thing, right? Gentlemen, when you express yourself sexually, it is not ego. I think people have got so wrapped up around words and judgments and labels that people don't even have an idea of the description of the words they're using. Ego is simply a part of you which is needed and a part of you which is there for defense, for protection. So for you to express yourself and to express yourself fully, how is that ego? Now, if you're talking about the fact that expression of sexuality in an egotistical way being the fact that you're looking to control, dominate, manipulate, well then you are very much correct. That is egotistical. But how is expressing how you feel, your energy and your yumminess, how is that egotistical? Ask yourselves a minute. What is even ego? Ask yourselves. I sit with myself all the time and I ask these questions. Anybody who knows me, anybody who messages me will know that I'm always open-hearted. I'm open, I'm vulnerable. You can send me whatever the fuck you want. You can send me nudes, you can send me spiritual quotes, you can ask me questions. Not once will I turn around, label, discriminate, judge, or push you away. But if a man was to do this, it's quite the opposite. You know, it's creep, perv, back off, get away, you know, and it's all coming from this fear of the divine masculine. And this is why this is coming up, why I'm talking about this so much, why I'm putting it all out there, why I'm showing myself in my full vulnerability. And it's just simply to say, it's time for balance. It's time for balance. Ask yourselves if you feel that when a man expresses himself just because it is sexual, and what the fuck does it matter if he posts 3 or 4? In actual fact, what does it matter what this person is posting, right? You can choose to read it, you can choose to ignore it. So ask your question, if you get triggered by something, what is it that's getting triggered within you? What's being shown to you? I just feel too many people just come from a very misunderstood perspective, very misunderstood, and maybe it's the fact that it's so rare to see a male being so open and expressive. But I mean, leaders don't stand in the crowd, you gotta stand out, and I'm gonna do that. So also, let's talk about the dark masculine. What is the dark masculine? The dark masculine is simply what each and every single one of us are perceiving the masculine to be. It is the distorted version and understanding of the energy of the divine masculine. You have not, and 90 to 95% of the population do not and have not understood the importance and the meaning behind the energetical traits of male and female. We've all gone down this route of allowing others to tell us what is and what is what, without even questioning this. So, I said this in my last video. Even a lot of females that are promoting all this divine feminine and posting all this stuff and saying, oh, ladies come together, are coming from a scarred masculine. How do you know it? Because whenever somebody who is not female, whenever somebody who is not in the clique comes in and says anything, you can see and feel the difference in reaction. If it's a friend, you'll be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah. But if it's someone you don't know, then it's like, And that just goes to show, is that divine feminine? Ask yourself that. Ladies, this one's for you. For all the people who say you're in your divine feminine, ask yourself that. Are you truly? Are you truly? I can honestly say, honestly, with all my heart, with all my angels and guides around me, I am in my heart. Majority of the time, don't get me wrong, I get frustrated and annoyed, but majority of that, I'm in my heart. And when I look and perceive anybody, I see you as me. If I'm allowed to express who I am, then who am I to not allow you to express who you are? And vice versa. If you can express who you are, each and every single one of you I'm talking to now, who are you to tell anybody else they can't express who they are? Who are you to turn around and repress anybody from being who they want to be? Now, this is not to say that if somebody's coming from a controlling, abusive, dominating, manipulating energy, you can't reclaim your power and say no, because that's what anger's for. Anger's not there to be expressed in that sense. It's literally there for you to know and to be told the energy of no. So Yes, it's fine if you feel the male's coming from that domination, control, manipulation energy, then by all rights you can pull back and just, and just express that and just say that. Just say, why does everything have to be so judgmental? Why do we not just say this shit? If something offends you, why not turn around, and just say, this doesn't resonate to me. I'd appreciate if you don't do that. I have people message me all the time, right? And I'll be honest with you, I like what I like, right? If I'm not sexually attracted to you, then I don't put that out because it's not fair on me to give false energy. But I've been messaged pictures. I've been messaged delicious naughtiness, right? Not once have I turned around, and they have been from females and males, and not once have I turned around and said, you fucking creep, who are you to do that, and this, that, and the other, and laid all these harsh judgments and labels onto them. What have I done? If it's someone I'm feeling kind of like, I'd like to get to know that energy more, then I'll engage in a conversation. For instance, if it was a gay man, because a lot of men get attracted to me, and I've had dick pics myself, but again, I don't come from that kind of like, oh, fucking creep, do you know what I mean? I come from the fact that I say, thank you for sharing yourself with me, but I'm not resonating with that. I prefer females, and I thank you for honouring this space. That's all you need to say. Why does it need to become abusive? Why does it need to become judgmental? So the dark masculine. What is it? Let's go through it. The dark masculine is simply the misunderstood divine masculine. Right, I have on here, I've got on here, let me just find it, which basically sums up the masculine and the feminine. Okay, right, I found it. When it loads, in your own time. So, the dark masculine, what is it? It is the masculine energy which is being distorted and manipulated and twisted and programmed, not only into men, but into women as well. And it's simply, this is basically the energy of wartime, the energy of survival, the energy of desperation, the energy of control, the energy of invasion, the energy of, taking over. If you want to understand where a man is within its understanding of himself, look to a soldier. A war soldier. Look to the mindset of a war soldier, because ultimately a lot of men are coming from and women, I might add, are coming from this understanding of the soldiered masculine. That's not divine masculine. That's fear-based masculine, right? Because it was created and it was coming from an energy of survival, war, desperation, invasion, control, conquer. That's not masculine. What's masculine? Let's read it. Logic, reason, action, firm, survival instinct, loyal, adventurous, rationality and strength. Do we not have that in each and every single one of us, be men or women? I think we do. Okay, so what's the feminine? Intuition, nurturing, healing, gentle, expressive, wise, patient, emotional, and flexible. Just sit with that a second. I just want to ask you, when you perceive all these divine feminines goddesses stepping into their power, are they really stepping into a unified energy, or are they coming from a masculine? Because quite often I've seen a divine feminine. Again, you've got to remember, this is where it's all about your cliques and your groups and your identity and where you put yourself, right? Because you can be anybody, you can be somebody I've never met, and you can say, do, please, and whatever. I won't judge you. I'll show you the love. I'll play, and if I need to, I'll get energetical with you. That's fine. I don't have no problem with that. But why is it that we only feel that when it's our clique? Ladies, when you're with your group, let's put it like this, and gents, but we'll start with ladies first. Ladies, when you're by yourself, how comfortable are you to really act a fool, to get up on a camera and to start to just be free in your innocence? Right? Now, how comfortable are you when your friends are around? And that's the point. When your friends are around, you're in that clique, you suddenly feel the comfortable, you suddenly feel safe. And in that comfortability and safeness comes the, bear in mind, you're feeling protected. Then comes the masculine, because in groups we band together and unfortunately attack one another. You know, it's like, if you're in my group, then you're okay. You know, you can say this and you can do that and I'll love you and we'll have a laugh, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not in my group, don't you fucking say a thing. And this is how it is. This is how it is. You can deny it and you can do whatever, but this is it. This is how it is. Now, I also got asked, what drives me? What's driving me to put all this out there? Well, let me tell you. What's driving me? My soul, my angels and my guides, the messages coming through to me to give to everybody, to give to myself, and to give to the world, right? What drives you? Why is it whenever it's sexually based or whenever it's expression of sexuality, there has to be an underlying intention? Why can't it just be that which it is? With everything else is just that which it is. Why is sexuality always something else? Why is that? I also got told that because I'm posting so many sexual posts, that my chakras are out of control. They're overruling me. It was quite interesting because I feel quite centered and fine. I mean, I don't feel like I need to grab my cock at all and start fucking jerking off live on fucking Facebook. I feel quite centered in myself. So why is it that men are out of control if they're expressing themselves sexually? You see where I'm getting at here? And this is the point. This is the point of it all. You know, this is why I'm posting what I'm posting, because we've got to move beyond it. It's about respect for one another. It's about understanding of one another. It's about understanding that we are both male and female. We all have logic. We all have intuition. We all have reason. We can all nurture. We all know how to take action. We all have the healing ability. We can all be very firm. We can be very gentle. We can be in this survival energy, which helps to kind of like get what you need. So there is a positive, expressive. We're all loyal, wise, adventurous, patient, rational, emotional, strong, and flexible. Those are the divine masculine and feminine traits within each and every single one of us. Now, can you truly say to yourself that in your entirety, men, in your entirety, you have been coming from a completely masculine energy? Because I've got a lot of brothers on my Facebook. And I mean, I see it sometimes, but I see a lot of men not really predominantly in that. A lot of men are really kind of like, a lot of men right now, because the energy around the earth from 2012 after the end of the Mayan calendar, right? The Mayan calendar signified the end of female energy, moving from that, the end of male energy, moving into the female energy. Once this occurred, women in their repression from the masculinity have stepped up. And we know this, man. Men know this, men feel this. Women know this and women feel this. And this is why women have kind of got to just tread a little bit lightly here, man, because you've been here before and you dropped because you didn't quite get it. So whilst it's absolutely beautiful and wonderful that the feminine's expressive and coming alive, we've got to balance it. It cannot and will not turn into another religion. This is how religion has been created. We've had great things come in. Men have said this, women have said that, gods have said this, goddesses have said that, and we've created all different versions. So I believe that what we observe isn't necessarily what's going on. Ladies, men are not fully in their divine masculine at all. Because since the 2012 shift, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I don't see many men saying shit, man. I don't even see them putting up anything to do with the love of the self. In actual fact, all I ever see men doing is attacking other men when they're being complimentary or maybe flirty to another female. Coming again from the soldier masculine, protection, domination. That's the only time I really see men saying anything. I don't see men posting anything sexual, and if they do, they get so hammered. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you don't see men posting anything like this? Because they've been hammered so much and been told you're a perv, you're a creep, you're not supposed to, that they fear the expression and the judgment, so they don't do it. And then you've got women on the flip side of that and saying, honey, why don't you express yourself to me? Well, I wonder why we have got to allow the expression in equality. Ladies, I observe a lot of you posting great stuff, and I mean, it's fucking wonderful. I love seeing a woman stepping into their power. I find it attractive. I find it hot as fuck. But what I don't really resonate with is when you're stepping into your power, and if somebody's not in your clique and somebody's not in your group, then, you know, they get a whole different feel from you, a whole different energy. That is not divine masculine. Divine feminine, sorry. That's ego. If we want to go there, let's go there. That's ego. So let's go back round so we get a better understanding. How is that ego? Because the divine feminine is intuition, nurturing, healing, gentle, expressive, wise, patience, emotion, and flexibility. Where in that list do you see judgment, harshness of male? Where do you see anything of the sort of whereby it's okay for females to be so judgmental and harsh on men? It's interesting actually, because I did my cards today. This was the card I got. Mirror Guardian, time to reflect. And this is it. This is where we're at, and this is where I'm at. I'm a mirror to myself and to you guys. We're reflecting this shit back at each other. It needs to. Why? Because for too long we've been ignorant. For too long we've sat down and said, it's not my fault, it's their fault. It's not her fault, it's his fault. Without taking responsibility for anything of ourselves. Everything has been everybody else's fault. We take no responsibility for the people we allow into our energy. We take no responsibility for the invites we set out. And I'll be talking about that. Let me write that down, because I want to speak about that. We take no responsibility for the people we bring in. We don't observe their energy. We don't understand where they're at. And then we get all hung up and strung up when that person is lacking in the feeling of expression of love and being able to love you. Can you honestly say that when you've got in that abusive relationship, you actually took a minute to ask yourself if this felt right? Did you observe this person? Because I want to say this, and I want to say this loud and clear, man. The divine masculine is not manipulation, domination, and control. The divine masculine shows strength, action, reason, logic. It's needed as a part of a three-part being. Mind, body, spirit. Male, female. Brain, male, female. Body, female, male. We as an energy don't separate, so why have we physically separated? So, out of control apparently. It's all good though. Whoever, whatever said whatever, it's all love. I appreciate everything you say to me. I take it in. I take it into my heart. I merge with my angels and say, right, let's go. I carry this little bad boy as well as my little kind of connecting. So how do we move forward? How can we move beyond this? Accept the fact that men are allowed to express themselves sexually. Yes, there are going to be men out there who are coming from a need and desperation. But ladies, you cannot blame them. For years you have held the rope and you have toured with and said, oh, I'll choose when you can have sex. In this choosing and in this frustration, men have become very frustrated. That frustration's overboiled into desperateness. That desperateness overboiled into abuse and then into violence, sexual violence. That's where it all derives from. Sexual violence derives from lack of being able to express simply. Whenever you look at a person who is deemed a bad apple, so to speak, you can almost guarantee that, let's say they love to steal. When they were a child, they were the absolute opposite. They wouldn't touch anything. And this is it. When you repress something, it's going to be expressed. It's going to be expressed to the fullest, which is another reason why, ladies, you're expressing this pain, this anger and resentment to males, and it's why you're like, who the fuck are they to express sexuality when they've repressed me? But we haven't. The system have. We've been unaware of it as well, just like you. We've been I don't want to say victim, because I don't like to come from a victim mindset, because a victim is, again, you're not taking responsibility. But we've been manipulated, dominated and controlled too. It's not just females physically, but it's happened to men. Men, how many of you would love to be able to express your gentle side? How many of you would love to feel that love? How many of you would love to allow that emotion to come through? Because I'm fucking betting there's 90% of you would love that, but struggle with it due to the programming. And then as you're struggling with it, you've then got the divine feminine, or so-called divine feminine, which actually is the dark masculine, telling you that you can't be that. And it hurts, right? It hurts. So men step back and they get more resentful and hateful. And then what happens then? Whenever they see a woman expressing themselves sexually, whether it's a bikini, whether it's exotic, whether it's wherever the fuck it is, they immediately feel like, well, who the fuck are they to express themselves when they've told me I can't be me? And you see what's happening here. You can see how, who are they, who are these, who are they, who are these? And at the end of the day, it's about understanding that none of us, not me, nor you, every single one of you, have the divine right to judge another soul's journey. You are not that soul. You do not know what that soul has been. You do not know what that soul is trying to experience. Let's go somewhere. Mary Magdalene, a prostitute in the stories of the Bible, right? Organized religion, they would say prostitution is a sin. Sure. But what if in the previous life, Mary Magdalene was actually celibate? So she was a nun. And I take the perspective that soul comes to the physical life to experience and to feel. Not to shy away, to feel it and to be in it. It always needs two ends of the spectrum. It's got to know light to know dark. It's got to know love to not know love. We all know this. We've all had these experiences. It doesn't need to be explained. So what's to say that Mary Magdalene in her previous life was not a nun and celibate for her entire life? Then in the next lifetime, she chose to be able to embody her sexuality, knowing and becoming aware of the fact that it's important of the whole in regards to spirituality. So in the next life, she chose to be in the energy of, I don't like to use this, but a prostitute. I don't believe in it because, again, who are we to judge anybody's journey? Who are we to say what's right or wrong? So why would you choose that? Why would you choose that? Quite simply, because you've got to have two ends of the spectrum. So let's say Mary Magdalene was celibate and a nun in a previous life. So in the next lifetime, she chose to be a prostitute, the absolute opposite, because soul is looking to experience and feel it all. It's not looking to have just one part. It can't do fuck all with one part. It needs it all. And to have it all, it's got to bring it in. And that's why, in that incident, prostitution is not a sin. And is why Master Jesus saw Mary Magdalene as the beautiful, loving being that she is. Because again, Master Jesus knew the fact that thou shalt not judge one soul's journey because thou do not know where that soul has been and what it is learning. So, nobody has the right. A lot of stuff's coming up now. A lot of the reason why I'm doing this and the reason why it's coming out a bit more is because, ladies, you're feeling this as well. And this is why I got messaged today. And I want to thank my beautiful soul sister for sending that, because it motivated me and encouraged me to do this. And I feel like a lot of energy is coming through, man. Let me just breathe into a minute. Just going to pull my dick out. I'm only joking. Breathing into it. Okay. So now we've understood. So the dark masculine, it's basically the programming of the wartime masculine. The survival, the invasion, the domination, the control, the protection. Okay? So that's where a lot of men are coming from. They're coming from the energy of the dark masculine / wartime masculine. The divine masculine is when it is equal with its expression of the divine feminine. So it's where it shows to the feminine, to ladies, men show to you what strength looks like and feels like. We're not here to say you're my protector and I'm your breadwinner or whatever. No. We're here to say you are protected and I'm going to show you what this energy of protection feels like. We're not here to play roles, to say, oh, women's got to be the cook and men's got to be the one who works. No. Women have equal right to do as they please. If they want to work and make a living and be a businesswoman, then so fucking be it. So they should. And if men want to stay at home and they want to allow themselves to be more nurturing, they want to allow themselves to be more gentle and step into that divine feminine, so they should, without judgment. So they should, quite simply. Ladies, show the men it's all right to. You can express yourselves. You are emotional beings, right? You are emotional. You're at the forefront of this. Rather than being harsh and judging every single man that pops up because you're coming from a scarred or a traumatized divine masculine, from either an abusive relationship, several abusive relationships, from an abusive father or parents. You've got to understand you're coming from a scarred perspective. You are not coming from the entirety of the whole, which you believe, and a lot of people believe they're coming from. You're coming from a scarred. I, in my healing and understanding, have come and raised myself up from a scarred understanding of the masculine. In actual fact, I want to be honest with you. I want to be honest with all you guys. I've always been quite strong in my feminine qualities. It actually took me time to be able to integrate my divine masculine. So I understand the feminine very well, and I resonate with it, and this is why I understand women, and this is why women feel me. It's because maybe I was a woman in a previous life. I got told I was a priest, or maybe I was a priestess. So yeah, I have had to work through that myself, so I know exactly what it's like and what's happening. I know it's not easy. I know there's been so much trauma, so much manipulation, domination, control, and just crazy shit from both sides, from men and females, and we need to stop passing the bat. Guys, I just want to say this stuff is in my book and a lot more, so if you haven't ordered it, I recommend you buy it, because it talks about all this stuff. And I mean, I believe I'm blessed with the gift of being able to put forth these complex understandings with the most simplistic baseline understanding, because for too long we've had all this information and it's gone by unheard and just over our heads because people have made it so difficult, and that's been purposely happened. Why do you think the Bible's so contradictive? Because they need to give you the message, because by giving you the message they can deny all responsibility of stopping you from growing when it comes to that point of creating their next soul lessons, because karma doesn't stop for anybody, and that includes people in power, people trying to control us. So in their minds they understand energy, and they know, they'd say, right, we must give humanity this, but in this giving, what we're going to do is we're also going to flip it and confuse it. So we'll give you what you need. I hope you enjoy my book, Sarah. We'll give you what you need, but we'll also give you a reason why not to go for that. And they do that quite predominantly. They do it. That's a means and ways they've been controlling and manipulating us since forever. Think about it. Sexuality is a great one. Ladies, this is a great one for you, because you get told, right, you can't be expressive in your sexuality, right? Yeah, every pop star, every actor, every music video is nothing but a female being super sexual, right? Is it not? So on the flip side, you're being told you cannot be this expressive divine feminine woman, but then everything else on the external is saying that you can. And this is the point. It's manipulation, it's control, it's domination. You're being told this one thing while predominantly plunged on a subconscious level a certain belief pattern, which is rolling in. And although you may believe that you feel you can express yourself and you're comfortable and you're confident, it's actually more coming from a program state rather than the actual freedom of expression. Because if you was truly comfortable in what you're sharing, if anybody coming up was to comment anything on there, regardless of being male or female, regardless of being sexual or not, you won't be triggered. You won't be triggered, quite simply. And it is females which get triggered. Men, right now, ladies, men are so lost. The divine feminine is so strong that we need all the help you can get. So whilst you're saying and you're preaching that you're in your divine femininity, share it with those which are not in their divine femininity. What use would Jesus be if he went to heal somebody who wasn't ill? No use. What use would I be speaking all this stuff to Master Jesus? Be no use. How do we get knowledge and turn it into wisdom? We share it. Quite simply. So allow men to express. And I do just want to say, this is not just sex-based either. I think a lot of people misunderstand where I'm coming from because I'm so carefree, and I really just don't give a shit about what people think, because for too long we've all done that. But I get it a lot. I've had so many people block me, so many people message me. I got called the devil once because I was posting up, it's okay to be yourself, it's okay to express yourself. And make no mistake, not once have I turned around and said, coming from a energy of need and an energy of desperation and control and domination, I just want to fucking rinse the shit out of you. No, every single time it's come from, I've always stated, make sure it's coming from playfulness, make sure it's coming from innocence, make sure it's coming from that place where it's about exploration and enjoyment rather than domination, the need to fulfill your sexual urges. Because quite frankly, it's not about that. It's about allowing expression of the whole. And it's really that simple. In life, we make things so difficult. I was saying this to my friend. We made everything so difficult. We can't do this because if you do this, I'm going to judge you for that, so we won't do this. Oh, we can't do that because if you do this, I'm going to judge you for that, so we won't do this. We've created all these negative beliefs within ourselves, from ourselves. The system put it there, and we created it. And that's all the system does. I will add that. All the system does, put the intention there. It's up to us, the collective, the souls, to create it. And we do. We do it all the time. We fall right into the hands and we do exactly as they want. Have you not noticed how much there is about empowering females, whilst in the same breath, the whole movement of depowering males? Do you not see that this is yet another energy of separation coming in? Open your heart. Men, wake up. Women, drop down a little. See with the heart. Because don't be so clouded to think because you're female, you're divine feminine. Because whether you're male or female, I know men who are all more in their feminine than women. And I know women which are more in their masculine than men. So don't be fooled because you think you've got tits or you've got an ass, that you're in your femininity, because that does not cut it. Femininity is alignment of intuition, nurturing, healing, gentleness, expressiveness, wise, patience, emotion, and flexibility. And men, you got to come up. You got to come up. This whole domination mindset and this whole alpha male mindset, it's not going to cut it no more. Too many women, the divine feminine has had enough of it. They've, quite frankly, moved above it. So, this whole idea of I'm going to manipulate you, I'm going to say what I want to say and just tailor to your emotional side and tailor to what I feel you're desiring, just to have sex, just to get a fucking. I can honestly say that I've never been that person. In all the people I played around with, in all the people I've had fun with, It's always been, if not ongoing, it's always been playful. It's always been enjoyable. There will always be more than just a fuck. I know people, men, who pull women, they just shag and then leave. It's not going to cut it. And we wonder why women, you know, fear us and fear the divine masculine, because we've been showing them not the divine masculine traits, but we've been showing them the dark masculine traits, and that dark masculine traits has then formulated this fear and resentment against the masculine. So it's not going to work. So what's the next step? Become an alpha soul. And what's an alpha soul? Merge up. Allow yourself to be emotional, man. Fuck what your friends think. If they say, "Oh, you're a pussy for saying how you feel," then so be it. After a certain amount of time, they'll look at you and they'll see you as empowered and ask you how you did it, because that's how it works. Change comes from the minority of one, always. So what do? Step into that feminine. If you need to know how, this is what the divine feminine's here for. Ask ladies. You want something to trigger a conversation? Ask a lady, how can I step into my feminine? Can you show to me or tell me how I can embrace myself more? Ladies, I had a message off a friend, and she was asking, what is it that men want? They want to be allowed to express. They want to be allowed to not feel fear from other men in their expression. They want to be known and felt as equal. Exactly the same as the way women felt before the shift. So, gents, get into meditation. Highly recommend it. I do it all the time. I love it. It's fantastic. I'm doing yoga. My cards constantly keep pulling out yoga, so I finally took it on board. It's great. It's absolutely great. I do angel cards. I do Reiki. I do affirmations. I do light showers. Getting connected with nature. Turn everything off. Listen to more light music. You know, you don't have to be seen to be listening to drum and bass, you know, because she's gonna think that you're cool because you're a wannabe bad boy. Fuck it. Get the candles out, get the yoga music on, and sit there with yourself, because that's the only way you're going to move up and out of this. And I want to refer back. In my last video, I said to you guys, and I reminded you, 75% of all suicides are male. Why is that? Are you starting to see? Can you see what I see? Men, can you see yourself for who you are? And how you've been treating yourself? For years I was unauthentic to myself. I have no regrets. I've learned from everything, be it good or bad. But I didn't see myself for a long time. And now I see myself. It's a fucking beautiful thing. I will never go back to playing that part of the alpha male. I will never go back to being something I'm not, because quite frankly, when you step into who you are, it's delicious. It's wonderful. You don't even need friends. You don't even need a partner. You don't need nothing, because you are happy with you. And that is the same. That's the same for ladies too. It's why a lot of females enjoy their own space, because they're already quite comfortable with the fact that, you know, they want to sit with themselves and get more connected with themselves. And so we got to learn from one another. We got to learn from one another. And we got to take note. Ask, don't judge. Who are you to judge? Who am I to judge? Who is anybody to judge this world? It's okay to be strong. It's okay to show vulnerability. I did a post yesterday where I was in my boxers. And I was really edgy about putting it up. But I thought, you know what? That's good, because it shows you being vulnerable, and that's what the point was. Now, regardless of the physical look, whether you could see my dick or not, that's not the point. Whilst I am appreciative of my body and I love and adore it, and I'm grateful for the compliments and the blessings for everybody and the love and the energies I got, because fuck me, it was a hot day yesterday. And that was not the point. The point was the image got the attention, and then you read the message. My book quite simply says the message. Anybody who speaks to me or knows me, my dear friends who know me, know that I'm all about the message. So, me stepping out into my vulnerability was me showing that it's all right, you know. It's just a body, man. It's just a, it's just a chest. It is what it is. It's just a leg. It's just a dick, man. Regardless of whether people think it's big, whether people think it's not. Again, that's all judgments and labels that we do not need. We'll go there in a second, actually. I've got a few things that I want to go through first. So it's not about that. We focus so much on the physical that we've just lost all feeling, Quite literally, we focus on the physical. We've allowed the physical to say, the physical tells me how I'm feeling. And the physical reflects how you're feeling. And that's it. The mirror doesn't show you what you see. It shows you what you think you see. This is why I find it interesting, the concept of a mirror. Thank you for the message, angels. The concept of a mirror. You're not seeing what's in front of you. You're seeing what you think you see. You could be the most beautiful male or female in the world. People will say to you, "Oh, you're hot as fuck, man. You walk like you own it." But you look in the mirror and you just see that obese child or something. It just goes to show. The physical is not what's there. The physical is a representation and reflection of the inner you. So, we've got to work together. Bring it together. Release the judgments. Hey, express yourself. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to put my sexual energy there. If you don't like it, you can't accept it, then by all means, you are very much welcome to just move out of my space. I fully respect and honor that. I will never put myself into anybody's space without an invitation, which is interesting because we get to the next part. Invitations. What are invitations? Invitations are the physical or worded agreement. So, what's an invitation? It can be a message. It can be a picture. For instance, I spoke about this in my last video, so if this is the first one you've watched, then you might want to go back and watch the other one. But we all know men send dick pics, right? And there's no shame in that, we've got to love our bodies. Women, you look great in yours. Men, you look great in yours. You've got to allow that, right? But the thing is, what we misunderstood is that is simply an invitation. Now, a lot of people and a lot of things I've come across say that when women feel that they've had a dick pic sent, that they've invaded their energy, they've invaded them, and you know, they've they've gone in on their space. It's not true. What's actually happened is you've been sent an invitation. Now, the invitation could be like, hey, how you doing? It can be flirtatious. It can be a picture. It can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. But it'll be some form of introduction or communication between you and a person whereby there's some form of flirting or some form of sensual energy there. The invitation. Nobody, absolutely nobody in spirit, in the physical, can come in your space, can harm you or touch you without your permission. Gotta have it. It's universal law, spiritual law. If a man wants to try and have sex with a woman without permission, it's called rape. It's exactly the same. Can't infringe on anybody's space. I had my beautiful friend message me this morning and asked me to stop psychically fucking her because she dreamt about me. Now, it was interesting because, I mean, previously to that, we got a bit flirtatious and she sent the message. So there was the invitation. So then from the invitation, you open the door. And then whatever comes, you've opened the door. So the point of what I'm saying is, if you don't want anybody in your energy, when it comes to the invitation, in respect, heart, you know, gentleness, patience, with wisdom, say it. You know, if you don't want anybody coming into your space, say it. Why do you have to be abusive? Why do you have to be negative about it? Why not just say, thank you for the invitation, but I'm not resonating with this, so I'm going to honor my power, and I'm going to send you blessings, and that's it. And if the male or if the female, because like I said, a lot of females are in their masculine as well, so make no mistake, this ain't just men, this is women as well. And that if they don't get that, then, you know, you block them. It doesn't have to be anything more. You don't have to make a big deal about it. So many people post all these messages up on Facebook. It's like, look, get over yourself, man. It is what it is, you know. The world's becoming more disconnected, and in this disconnection, we are looking to connect online with one another. The pendulum swings, you know, when one's repressed, as I said earlier, comes the expression, and that's what's happening. So the invitation. Ladies, understand, you do not need or actually desire dick pics. We get that, 100%. That's not to say that at times we don't share images with one another, because we all do, regardless of who you are. I don't care who you are. You could be the saint of the saints. There is somebody who's seen your cock and there's somebody who's seen your tits and pussy, regardless. But the point is, it's merely an invitation. If we stop reacting so much to these instances, then we will reclaim our power. For every time, ladies, a man sends you a dick pic and you get enraged and you're like, I'm fucking sick of this. Do you not see that you've handed your power over? And in the same breath, men who are struggling to express themselves, you know, fear to express themselves sexually because of what women are like. We've all seen it. Take responsibility, don't deny it. And so they don't know what to say, don't know what to do. So they're like, how can I get this person's attention? How can I show, and how can I invite this person into my space? And the only way they know how is through a dick pic, something which is physical. Because you must understand, the male aspect of energy is physical in creation. And the female energy is non-physical. So it's no surprise that men in their, you know, understanding predominantly focus on physical, because that's predominantly the energy which rides with them. That's the whole point of being male, is to come up into female. The whole point of being female is to drop into male, to bring balance. So it's got to be equal. Invites. So, gents, you don't have to keep sending the dick pics. It's interesting, actually, Emily. Whilst Mother Earth is female, she has equal male energies. Again, this is where we're coming from. The physical aspect of Earth is male. The energy around it is female. The physical aspect of creation is male. The birth of the womb of creation is male. Move away from this idea that nature is just female, because it's not. Move away that anything divine, beautiful and precious is pure feminine, because it's not. It's an equality and a balance of a divine masculine and feminine. We must understand that. Beauty does not lie in feminine. Beauty lies in equality and balance of equal. The resonance of recognizing and understanding, whilst the energy of Earth is female, the creation come from the birth of the cosmos, which was the woman, which come through the birth and was the male seed. Everything, yes, Nicole, everything to and fro. Emily, you don't have to apologise. You never apologise for expressing yourself, man. This is something that I've learned is you've got to play the fool to play the wise man. I've done it many a time, and no doubt I'll do it again. It is what it is, you know. But this is what I'm saying, you know. This is where I'm at. We've got to understand that there's equality in expression of all. Nature expresses its male and female tendencies. You don't see a fucking pigeon flying off to another bunch of pigeons and say that dude is a proper sex pest. You just allow the expression of masculine and femininity, right? It's nature. It's just there. Nature itself doesn't judge it. We just judge it. It's only us. And you are right, Emily. There is no separation. There is no separation. The only separation in male and female is the vibration frequency. But then the vibration frequencies coexist and intertwine together to create what we see, to create the beauty of the experience. The only separation is what has been implanted into us from so many years of, ladies, I feel your pain of all the domination, control, manipulation, abuse of males, you know. Fuck, man. Should never have been that way. You should be honoured, nurtured, cherished, and just seen for who you are. Express who you are. Fucking beautiful, sexy, hot, divine, exquisite, sensual. Men, you're strong. You're firm, you know. You've got that logic to help balance out the intuition, because it's about equal balance. You've got that adventure. Bring it together. That's where we're at. That's simply where we're at. So I just want to say this as I look. Emily, speaking about Mother Earth, look. I got that card too. Bless you. So, and even there in that picture, it's showing, you know, it's showing that Mother Earth is holding the earth, but the physical creation is she's holding the sun of Earth. Emily, you'll have to drop me an email, a message, and we'll discuss further. So invites, just so we don't get too sidetracked. Invites, dick pics, messages. Well, we know, ladies, you're sick of them. We get it. Understood. But they're just invites. Nobody will go into your space. Nobody can go into your space. Nobody can infringe on your space. Nobody can move in and do anything to you until you say yes, until you give permission. It's really, Katrina, as you say, it's really that simple. If you get the invite, so for instance, when I got messaged the other day, somebody was like, I think you're absolutely stunning. I'd love to play with you or something. That was the invite. Depending on how I felt in resonance to that expression will depend on how I reply. And if I didn't feel it, then I will respectively let that person know. in a heartful, in a gentle, in a nurturing way. Not in a, who the fuck are you creep, you perv and this, that and the other. Because at the end of the day, what does it all mean? I'm pretty certain we're all pervs, right? Do we not all love to see a naked body? Do we not all love sex? Do we not all love to women? Do we not all love to get a mouth around a penis? Gents, do we not love to pleasure a woman and enjoy that pussy? No. Is this just me? Is this just what I'm observing? We all love it. We all enjoy it. And so it's just about understanding and allowing, we like what we like. We like what we like. And if someone comes into your space and you don't resonate with it, then just say it. Just say it. You don't have to be harsh. Don't have to be like with me. I've had it many a time. I've been sent like tit pics. Don't get me wrong. Me, I love the physical form. It doesn't overrule me. It doesn't control me, but I do love to see it. But there's times when I'm just like, I'm not really feeling this, and I'll say that. To a point where in the next breath we can have a laugh again. It's almost like it didn't happen. Whereas if predominantly from a female perspective, it's more of a big deal. Oh, I'm sick of this. Why is this happening? Stop complaining about it. Don't make a big deal about it. Where you put your energy, attention flows. Where attention flows, energy goes. So if anybody sends me shit that I'm not happy with or I don't agree with, what do? Thank you for expressing that. I'm not resonating with it, and I'll send you love and, not allow you into my space and honour that. So anybody who turns around and says this person is come into my space without my permission, well, you gave your permission. And if you don't know where you gave your permission, well, then you need to ask yourself where you gave your permission, because it's quite simply that simple. So the invitation. So that's invitations. So if anybody gets, the flirtatious messages, the dick pics, the tit pics, the pussy pics, the ass pics, whatever you want to call it, it's the invitation. It's up to the energies in question as to where that goes with that invitation. Regardless of where it goes, it should never go towards hatred, discrimination, judgment, abuse, manipulation, and control. In all my heart and soul, I will not stand and I will never resonate with any of that, male or female. I will never allow males and sit with somebody who says they do that, and I'll say, brother, I don't resonate with that. And I'll never sit with a female and say, hey, I agree with that, because you can be as beautiful as society perceives you to be. I will still stand in my power and my truth and say, no, you have no right, no divine right. And this is not judgments. This is understanding divine law. Again, it's here again. So in this book, I talk about spiritual law, divine law. If you understand the laws of the universe, you will then understand the integration, how it all swings, how it all flows, male, female, how we're all intertwined and how we've all come together. Yeah, for sure. So let's keep it playful, If the invitation gets sent to you, gents, ladies, and you feel it, then go with it. Go with the feeling. Allow yourself to feel, man. If you want to have a bit of a play and you want to enjoy your sexuality, then fucking enjoy it. It is not here for one person in one lifetime. It is not here for procreation only. Great Spirit gave us this and blessed us this, and bear in mind, Great Spirit is us. So at any time we are acting out these desires and these things, we are God acting it out. So if you think that it's a sin or it's wrong, then you need to ask yourself, how can something be sinful or wrong if you are that thing which is created? That thing makes no sense. So just, you know, equality, in wholeness, in fullness. Not this bullshit idea that people keep spitting about, I'm equal, equality, because quite frankly, people say shit, but are not aligned in thought, word and action, and that's where authenticity comes in. And that for me is the most predominant and most important thing for me, is about authenticity. I'm sat here now, and I'm still the same. I'm still the same person I was yesterday, still just as sexually confident, still just as not giving a fuck, still just here, being authentic, being me. And will I change? Yes, because that's what life's about. But will I repress my expression? For any of you there, ladies, men, gurus, no. I am always gonna express myself however I want to. If I'm feeling sexual and I'm feeling horny, if I want to put that out there, then I'll put that out there. And if anybody wants to come in and send me an invitation and I feel I want to resonate with that, well, then I'll resonate with that. That's my choice. It's not for anybody to judge. And it's the same for you. It's your choice. It's not for anybody to judge. It's not your friends, it's not your family, your co-workers, your religious preachers. It's not anybody but you. Because at the end of the day, this is your journey. This is your journey. It's nobody else's, right? So, sizes. I think I'm coming to it's quite interesting actually, because I also pulled this card. Father, husband, brother, son, masculine, male. Right next to it, clean your energy. Polish, clean, heal that masculine, that divine masculine energy. Allow it to be that and not a scarred, dark masculine. And one of the main things, I always, in the morning, I kind of like do my meditation, and then I kind of set my intentions, I write my affirmations, I listen to my affirmations, and get my cards going. And the first card that come up today was, focus on your strengths. And this is it. I am gifted with the ability, power, strength, expression and emotion to be able to put this out there in my vulnerability, feeling safe, just putting it out there, because it's needed. So to my dear friend who messaged me this morning, what drives me is this is what humanity needs. It may not be pleasant. Healing can be messy at times, but it's what we need. So we got to ask the question, are we going to continue being ignorant? Or are we going to start to wake up and become aware? Because it's only when we're aware is when we heal, right? That bad knee that you don't know is bad, it's bruised, and you think, okay, I'll leave it. Then that bruise suddenly becomes, you can't flex your knee. And then it goes, you know, the more we become ignorant to that which is not working, the worse it becomes. So, what drives me? Bringing this awareness to the minds, hearts and soul of humanity. That's what drives me. Do I enjoy women? Yes, I do. Do I enjoy sexuality? Yes, I do. Do I enjoy sexual energy? Yes, I do. Do I play with it? Yes, I will. Do I use it to manipulate, dominate, control? No, I will never do that. Do I have ulterior motives? No, I'm expressing who I am. But if you feel that, then ask yourself, what motives do you think you have whenever you express yourself? And is there motives behind it? Is it not just expression? Okay. I got some like pumpkin and sunflower seeds. I've been dying to eat them, but on my last video somebody said that they couldn't stand me eating or something, which I get, because I'm not fond of listening to people eat either. So this isn't really something that we need to talk about, but whilst I'm here, it fits in, so let's do it. Sizes. What do I mean by sizes? We all know. Body weight, tits, ass, pussy, I guess, cock, chest, legs. It's all physical. We like what we like. But there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. There is no, oh, that's a great pair of tits and that's not. It's just flesh. It's just beauty, you know. Me, I just love the physical manifestation of the feminine. I think it's fucking wonderful. I have, you know, the things that I like and things which I'm into, and other things which I don't really resonate with. It's not something that I find sexually attractive or anything, but that's not wrong. That's just simply me, right? Because we're all different people. And that's one thing I do want to say is, just because, you know, one person maybe doesn't find you sexually attractive or something, that doesn't make that person wrong or bad. It's just simply that we like what we like. So, you know, how can we discriminate and judge anybody for saying, oh, you don't like this, or you're nasty and this? And well, we like what we like. As long as that person hasn't been malicious and been hurtful, then so be it, you know. It is what it is. So we like what we like, accept it, you know. Some men like bigger women, some men like slimmer women, some men like all, you know, like in between. Some women like big dick, some women don't. Some women like it in between. Some men like a trimmed pussy, some men like a bushy pussy. There's no right or wrong. It is what it is. Who are we to say what's, you know, what's right or wrong, or what's okay for us to be attracted to, or what's not? What I'm getting at here is, we like what we like, but we are not in a position to be able to judge and say, oh, that was nasty, or you need to find me attractive because you are spiritual, or you need to find me, you know, sexually enticing because you say that you see beauty and love in everything and this and the other. No, that again is unhealthy. If somebody's saying that to you, you need to say, I think you need to go and do some inner work, because obviously you got some insecurities. What I'm saying is, we like what we like, and it's quite simply that. Yes, Katrina, the eye of the beholder. You know, we all have kinks. I have kinks. I was going to say fetishes then, but I'm not really one for fetishes. But either way, you know, we like what we like. To others, they might not like it, but to you, you do. And at the end of the day, you are you. You know, as I said on my Facebook, I think it was yesterday, you are the only one with your unique vibratory frequency. The only one in the world. Yes, we're all one, collectively, consciously, in the mind of God, but you are the only one who's you. Yes, baby, those atoms vibrating, you're the only one who's got that. And so it's okay for us to, you know, to step into that, and not need for people to have to find us attractive or to enjoy that, you know. So the point of what I'm saying is, we like what we like. If somebody doesn't find you sexually attractive, that doesn't mean they're nasty or anything, because it just simply is, we like what we like. I've also seen that whenever a male hasn't responded to a female in a way they've wanted, it's suddenly turned into this kind of like, oh, maliciousness and nastiness, because they haven't got that self-gratification of looking for. Well, no. We like what we like, and it's our divine right to express that, and to be able to express that. And if we don't feel it, the invite got sent out, and we're not opening the door, not letting it into that space. Quite simply, literally that simple. You're not going to be loved by everybody. Pretty certain not everybody loves me, but I'm fine with that. Don't give a shit. Because I love me. I love who I am and what I'm doing. It makes me feel good. I wake up every day, the sun's shining, my angels around me, I see sprinkles and rainbows and lights. And it reminds me, Lee, you're where you need to be, you're doing what you need to do. So we like what we like. Now, this whole size thing, let's be honest, where does it come from? Where does it come from? Porn, modelling, glamour, the glamour industry. We have created the entertainment industry, what we perceive to be a baseline societal level of attraction for females and males. Slim, big ass, big tits, plump lips. This new thing with like Botox where they kind of struggle to smile or something, which is a shame because I fucking love a woman who smiles. I mean, the pout's nice, I guess. You know, you can maybe get an image of sucking your cock or something, but other than that, it doesn't really bring much, does it? But when you see a smile, I love that smile, man. You can see the light, you can see the authenticity. The pout for me, I just feel, is a little bit kind of like observing. I'm not saying this is the case, but observing that it's more to do with, you know, trying to fit in, feeling comfortable with society, and so yeah, it is porn, and I do, Katrina I do agree with you. Again, I wrote about all this stuff in this book. It's all about the porn industry and modelling and stuff. It was created from repression of expression. Anything which has been repressed will come out on the flip side, express more than ever. So porn was created through that way. So we've only got ourselves to explain to blame for the creation of porn. Now, whilst it was a beautiful creation, because nothing is created from the intention of bad, you know, not even Hitler when he was starting his reign had the intention to rule anything. You know, how did he get so many followers? Nobody wants to follow a bad person. That's not the fucking case. It's simply that it got manipulated. Yes, Stephanie, objectification. Fuck me, I couldn't even say that then. But yeah, whilst I do definitely resonate with that, but we must also accept that this is the case for men too. So, porn. It was created from repression of sexuality expression. And so in that, the system, as it always does, used that mechanism, flipped it and distorted it, and has used it against us to create a fake idea of sexual intercourse, a fake idea of sexual energy, a fake idea of authentic playfulness. It's just, maybe, you know, when it was very, very, very first invented, it was a little bit more purer, but right now it's not. And it's just quite simply, you know, I mean, at times I watch porn, but I'm very much aware of the kind of contents I'm watching, you know, because, I mean, I'll click on it now. The first thing you click on, make sure I'm off the works network. Right, let's just do this. So I'm on it now. So let's just go on porn videos, and let's go on popular. Here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, and here we go. Look, it's just domination. It's just or anal. It's just aggression. It's just, you know, I mean, you got the odd sensual blowjob video. I love the blowjob videos. Just because half of them, you know, they're not just horrible and like, you know, they actually feel there's some pleasure going on there. But I mean, looking at this, you know, it's just anal dominated, and it's not nice. I mean, I mean, one image here, there's an asshole like this big. It's like, how is that nice? How is that expression, you know? And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done anal. I enjoy it in the heat of the moment, but it's not something to do all the fucking time. It's not real. So, let me take this off before I start flicking on some of these blowjob videos. So, it's not real. It's not real. And you're very much right. It's corrupting young minds. I mean, young people now, I can imagine they don't even know how to honour a woman properly. I've heard a lot of stories saying about young men who just want to fuck these days. They don't even know how to work the energy and work that body and work the tension and really get the woman in the mood for it, because all they've been able to perceive is porn. And why? Because we've repressed sexuality so much. My halo's back on. We've repressed sexuality that much. So where do men go to be able to understand and feel this? We can't go to women because we've got the fear of the judgment and the fear of kind of like, you know, he's not an alpha male. It's unattractive. Parents have always been told not to express yourself and to repress yourself. So when they can't go to the parents because they've already expressed themselves and repressed themselves. Katrina, I understand. I'm talking more about collectively. It's a beautiful thing what you're doing, but not everybody's there. And so where do men go? Where do men go to express themselves? Where can they go to learn? Where do boys go? There's only one place to go. Yourself and to porn, because that's the only thing, because we've been repressed in the expression of it. Women see men as pervs and creeps, and so if a man feels he's going to go up to a woman, then he feels too nervous to do it, to be honest with you, too insecure. And then a woman may perceive, he's like, why is this creep asking me about sex? Right? Because whenever a man speaks about sex, as we said at the beginning of this video, it's perceived as creepy or pervy. So, ask yourself, why are young men, you know, and females, so many females are in their scarred masculine. It's unreal. Like, you know, with the way that they conduct themselves and put themselves across. So many. So we've got to allow, you know, we've got to bring it out. We've got to bring in the femininity in sexuality, and this is where we get to the whole breathing into it. Fucking hell, we're going on a while here. That's my last subject. So, whilst, you know, porn is corrupting the young minds with domination, sodomism, and I don't know, what else now? I think I saw one, drinking piss or some shit like that. I don't know, it's disgusting. It's not really, sorry angels. It's not resonant to my vibration. I think a woman is to be honoured and to be deliciously devoured. If that's even the right word, I can't even think of what even the word is. But deliciously honoured. I don't believe a woman needs to be degraded and dominated. And that's not to say, I do want to say this, that's not to say that in the bedroom, if you are, you like a bit of domination, if it's equally accepted and consented between the two parties, then who is anybody to judge? But what I'm mainly talking about is porn is unreal and has created objectification. Stephanie, you are very much correct. Both male and female, I might add, which is where we get to sizes. So whilst women are very much aware and insecure of, excuse my adjustment, aware and insecure of their size, tits, ass, look at their pussy, whatever have you, or breasts, derriere and vagina, however you want to label it. It's the same for men. You know, what's porn to say what's a big dick and what's not? Who's anybody to say what's a big dick and what's not? Make no mistake about it. You know, there's always one smaller and there's always one bigger than you. It's just, it is what it is. So, we need to move away from the size aspect of everything, you know. I mean, like I said in the beginning, we like what we like. And I mean, me, I like a nice ass, I like some nice plump titties just to get my hands on, maybe get my mouth around, but it's not something which I feel, you know, I need to make people aware of if they don't have that, you know, because who am I to say that, to put that insecurity out there? You know, we like what we like, and I think for each and every single one of us, if you send that invitation and you open the door, you know, and you're getting sexual and you're getting sensual and you're feeling that flow in the fire and you exchange, you know, then there is no, oh, that's, you know, bigger than this or bigger than that. Or it may even be, but it's just the fact that using it as a form to manipulate and control right size and this, that and the other, like, being a male, I was very insecure with my penis size for a while, man, you know, because as a teenage boy, in order for you to express yourself sexually, girls are already sexually expressive before boys, so they tend to be going to the older men, the older boys. So as a male, to express yourself, it's a little bit difficult, man. So, you know, you don't, other than porn, you don't really get to understand what's big and what's not. And porn is just unrealistic. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's big dicks out there, but it's not predominantly, and it's not most commonly, like, you know, anacondas that you see on there. And to be honest, gents, despite what you might think, I got a lot of lady friends, and a lot of them, you know, not necessarily are dribbling and drooling over a massive dick, to be honest with you. They prefer a man who can feel the feminine and honor, rather than having a big dick that can, you know, dominate or whatever have you. So it's just about understanding that size really doesn't matter. Okay, we like what we like in regards to attraction, right? That's fine. We don't discriminate, hate, manipulate and control one another through it. But at the end of the day, we are given what we're given. We choose. In life, we choose everything. We choose the body, the soul, the spirit. We choose our friends, family experiences. Not everything, because not everything is known by soul. Again, Katrina, I'll send you my link to the book. All this is spoken in there. So, you know, it's not fair for anybody to say, you know, this is to make anybody feel inadequate would be the sense, you know, because everybody likes compliments. And, you know, if I see a nice ass, or the person I'm with, you know, if I think that they physically look good, I'll say it. I'll say, oh, you got some great tits on you, or you got a great lips or something, you know. And if there's something that I'm not really into, do you know what I do? I don't say nothing, because it doesn't need to be said. Quite simple. It doesn't need to be said. So, we also just need to move away from this false idea of where porn is created, you know, the God-sized dick and the God-sized tits and the perfect ass and this and the other, because quite frankly, porn is distorted, manipulated, controlled and dominated by dark masculine energy. It's not fresh, it's not pure. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some on there. If I watch anything, it tends to be amateur, because, you know, it's real people. But just moving away from that, move away from it, man, you know. We don't need to judge anybody anymore. We've judged each other enough for everything. It's time to let it go. No, perfection does not exist. This is why we're here. We've come from perfection. We're in this energy of imperfection to create perfection. That's all we're doing. That, as a soul, that is what we are doing. Reminding ourselves of the perfection in the imperfection. So we have no right to discriminate, to hate on, to manipulate, control, dominate through sexuality, sensuality, and expression. We all have equal right of expression from the heart through playfulness, innocence, and joyfulness. You know, and that's quite simply it. So, just trying to think. Okay, so what were we saying, angels? Yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap this up. But guys, I just want to thank you for your comments. Thank you for your awesomeness. Ladies, thank you for your deliciousness. Gents, thank you for stepping into your power. Again, if there's anybody who feels triggered or you're gonna be offended by males expressing sexuality, sensuality, I will say this: there's going to be a lot more of it coming, along with a lot more stuff. It's not just going to be that based, but if that's the case and you really struggle with that, then I do recommend that maybe you should unfollow me or remove me, because I'm not looking to offend anyone, but at the same time, I'm not going to dull myself down for the approval of others. So, ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening to me. Again, the book is called A Message from Soul, The Human Experience from Soul's Perspective. It talks about many things. Where it all begins, life, meaning and purpose, the soul, soul age, soul plan, life lessons, soul contracts, family, friends, love and relationships, angels, ascended masters, elementals and dragons, angel spirit sides, food, health and exercise, the media and governments, lifestyles, corporations and resources, education and the modern generation, sex and gender, global consciousness, heaven and hell, I am, the universal law, the stone and ripple effect, the golden age, spiritual tips and final words. That's available. I think it's on Amazon, but it's available on Lulu. I will definitely send you the link if you request it. I just want to say from my heart to yours, from my angels to yours, I fucking love and adore every single one of you. You're delicious. I enjoy, if you're female, I enjoy playing with you. If you've sent me an invitation and I've jumped in that space and you don't agree with it, then all you got to do is say, remember, reclaim your power, pull that back. That's what I do. It's funny actually, Katrina, because it kept coming up in my cards actually that I'd be teaching children. Something could come up with children, but I wasn't too sure what that meant. So before I mooch off, guys, any questions? Whilst I these have been teasing me, these pumpkins and sunflower seeds. Okay, I'll take that as a no. So stay awesome, stay you, step into your power, let no one tell you how to be, doing what to do, be authentic, be true, don't dull yourself down for anybody. If they can't handle you, then that's their issue, not yours. Sending love, blessings, angelic power, wisdom, deliciousness, power, unity, balance, and may Ladies, may you integrate and balance in the heart. Gentlemen, may you too integrate and balance into the heart.